Hey everyone, it's Small Timid Turtle here with a bit of a different video because I was doing some cleanup in my room and I found these. These are my old diaries that I still had. So I thought before throwing them out, I might read through them because you never know, there might be some good stuff in there. Probably not, because my childhood was pretty boring. So I'm thinking we could start with this one because this one's actually prettier. Yeah. Nice one. Pity I actually ended up using it. So I don't know if anyone in Australia remembers this. The Captain Cleanup. I remember him coming to school every once in a while for doing the whole cleanup thing. Almost the equivalent of whatever drug guy you had in America. I think it was like Draft or something. Anyway, this is all the way back. 2007 this was written in, so I would have been 13. Yes, 13 in this. So yeah, not actually much. Did it for an entire month. This is the last page, 26th. Yeah, I did it for an entire month before I gave up on it. And yeah, there's like literally nothing else on the pages. So yeah. So, what did I do on New Year's Eve? I stayed up till midnight last night. I am very tired. I only read The Silver Chair. Oh my god, that was Chronicles of Narnia. And it was a good book series. It was about 7:45 a.m. when I woke up this morning. 4 days until my birthday. And my birthday is 5th of January, so I mean, you could have done the math, but yeah. And at 4:30 p.m. we all went and caught yabbies in a dam. Caught about 25. My mum got about 40 small fish, so also liking that I tried to do it as neat as possible. Yeah. And decently, well, my writing had gotten decently better by 13, and you should have seen my handwriting like a good 10 years earlier, because don't know how my teacher put up with it. Pulled a small muscle on both my legs from yesterday. All but 3 of Mum's fish died. Oh yeah, because that's right, because this was back when she had her fish tank up and running. But yeah, not really running anymore, but yeah, she liked whatever going, I think they're called guppies, and she loved having them in the fish tank. But yeah, and and the dead fish made the whole house stink. Yeah, dead fish are pretty fucking stinky. And I watched the Fellowship of the Rings and the first disc of the Two Towers. 3 days till my birthday. Yeah, must have been doing a Lord of the Rings marathon. Next is the 3rd of January. Today I watched the rest of the Two Towers and some of the Return of the King. Also done some more of the reading competition. I got a new music CD today. It's called Classic Disney. Don't think I had that anymore. By the way, it's buried somewhere. There are 125 on it, and there are 2 days till my birthday. So nothing really interesting happened then. And next is the 4th of January. Today I finished watching The Return of the King. Air conditioning is almost done. Wow. Man, so God, how long has that been? So it's 17 years since we finally got our air conditioning, which doesn't really work. Broke it down so many freaking times, and because it's recycled air, or recycling air, whatever it's fucking called, so we can't control the temperature, so it very much struggles during summer, so we don't really have it on anyway, so pretty much a waste of time. Okay, so, I have made my own words. Oh god, back when I used to do those for school. Storm was meant to hit us today, but didn't, which unfortunately it mostly does. For whatever reason, it misses our town. Anytime they say on the news that a big storm is coming through the south, just misses us. Don't know why. Yeah, I'm very excited about tomorrow because it's my birthday. Wonder what I'll get. And finally, 5th of January. So yeah, I would turn 13. A good day today. Granny gave me $20. She always gives me money. Pretty sure every grandparent does that. Mum gave me 6 DVDs and 6 MP3 discs. So I think this was, this was still back in the late 2000s, so CDs were still very much a thing. Not like nowadays where you have Spotify and whatever music streaming apps we have now, and you can just carry it around in your phone. Okay, then my nan gave me a toy dog, 2 books, and a case that I could put my... a case that I could put my stories into. I couldn't quite read that word. I think I got rid of that, actually. And I don't know what 2 books, could have written that down, and yeah, definitely do not have the toy dog anymore, because I pretty much given away all my toys, because I didn't really need them. And yeah, anyway, for lunch I had pizza, and for dinner I had chicken, chips, and a cake for dessert. Not really interesting. Didn't really go out anywhere. Okay, then we jump 2 days ahead to the 8th. Today I read a bit more of the Tour Quest. Man, I remember that book, but unfortunately I do not have it because my sister destroyed it. So yeah, which is a shame, because I really loved the Del Toro Quest series, because that was probably one of my favourite ones of Emily Rhoda, I think the author's name is. I also watched Planet of the Spiders and Robot. I almost put some of the 4th Doctor Who episodes that Nan had acquired onto our computer. I am glad because I can now watch them whenever I want. Also started making a movie. Oh my god. This is way back in the days when I started using Windows Movie Maker. I don't remember those days. But yeah. This was very much when I was back into Doctor Who. I mean, I still am. But yeah, I was watching it nearly every day. But yeah, again, we skip forward to another 2 days with the 10th. I read a bit more of the Del Toro Quest, and also finished my movie, and I did another one. Again, when I had a lot more time to make them. My movie was 13 minutes and 42 seconds long. I can't even remember which one that one was, but holy shit. Today we went to one of my mum's friend's house. They had lots of birds and fish. They also had 2 small dogs. I have my clothes all ready for tomorrow. This is for tomorrow. Sure, we'll find out on the next page, which we'll do because it gets ahead to 2 days. So it's 12. Today I did some of my 1,000-piece puzzle. I think I actually remember that one, but I think we ended up losing some pieces, so... Mum and Beck helped me, and Beck is my sister, so... give me a bit of context of who I was talking about. Edited some more music videos, also cleaned up my room. Tomorrow we will be having a sleepover at Nan's and Pop's. Watch some of the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's going to take us over a week to do the puzzle. Yeah, it was a very large puzzle at the time, that is. And Beck and Bradley, who Bradley was... I think that at the time they were living next door to us, and Beck and her were friends. Yeah, Beck and Bradley are watching out for the comet. Came in at 9:15 saying they couldn't see it. Dad had the music up really loud, which he always did, which it must have been Monday, because my mum, on Mondays, my mum usually goes up to the darts or whatever, and Dad will look after us, and yeah, he'd always be blasting his music. Yeah, I'm not happy because Home and Away has returned. Yeah, I had a very big displeasure about Home and Away. Still don't like that show, even though so many people seem to like it, and I'm pretty sure it's still going on to this day. Yeah, that's been going on for way too long. Yeah, I had a good day today. Went to Mandro with Nan and Pop. Mum and Beck stayed home. Played the card game on the way there. Oh, yeah, I just read ahead. We got all the way through the alphabet and went through it again. But we got stuck on the B. But yeah, basically, I don't know if it's something everybody does, but yeah, one of the games we play in the car is we'll look at the number plates of every car that goes by, and we go through the alphabet. So obviously you start with A, so you need to find the car with a letter A on the number on the license plate. Then if you find it, you go to B and rinse and repeat. That's how we pass time in the car. And then yeah, we now jump ahead 3 days to the 19th. Today we went to Gyrone's birthday party, which is the son of one of my mum's friends. It's gonna get very confusing, but yeah, apart from being cold, I had a good time. brought the quad and the go-kart out. Yeah, this was back when they were still living on the farm. So yeah, so they had the room to be able to drive everywhere. And one of the adults tried to roll the quad. Of course, it was obviously one of the adults, not one of the kids. They also got the whip out, and kids got to have a go. See, yeah, the people who owned the place, they had like this whip that they'd bring out sometimes, because Gyro knew how to use it sometimes. So yeah, it was 10:15 p.m. when we got home, so it was late night. Would have been fun for us kids. Now by that time, I'm usually in bed. Okay, and then jump forward all the way to the 23rd. Today I finished Del Toro Quest, didn't take me that long, and also finished the Silver Chair. So 3 people we knew in the 2 movies. In Spy Kids 3, I spotted Elijah Woods from Lord of the Rings. In Thunderbirds, I spotted Vanessa from High School Musical. God, back when those movies were very popular. Oh, and Madame de Pompadour from Doctor Who. And I have not watched Thunderbirds in years, so I honestly cannot remember much about that movie. Now we jump ahead to the 26th. We went to the foreshore for Australia Day. There was a dunker and a rock climb for the kids. We also had a wheelbarrow race and a tug of war. I got bitten by a gnat. But it's always, whenever we go out to do things, I always get bitten by something. Usually like a mosquito or some sort of small bug, but it's always unfortunate. And that's it. That's all for that one. Yeah, didn't have a very interesting year that year, but I always had trouble keeping up with diaries. For a reason, I get the bright idea to start one and then just never follow through with it. So, as evident by that one. Anyway, we got this one now, which, this is heading forward to 2009. So, yeah, 2009. So, I would have been 15. Oh my god! Just realized this is a diary that I had to write out for our school trip to Canberra and Sydney. So for each day we had to write this out. I forgot about this. Oh my god. So yeah, so day 1, which was the 20th of September. On the plane, I had a really good time. Roast chicken that I had for lunch was really good, and the movie that they put on was very interesting. On the way to the hotel, our driver John took us to see the Sydney Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I think I've actually still got photos of them somewhere, so I may even put up photos of on the screen here of our trip at some point. Okay, there we ended up taking several photos, which I should still have. At the hotel, we were told which room we would be in, and we will be sharing the same room with us. We then had to go up to our rooms and dump all our luggage in. Oh my god, I just had a flashback, because literally this was my first trip in a plane. Had my luggage, which was brand new, and it came back, like we had picked it up in the luggage bay area, had a freaking wheel missing. Don't know how they managed to do that on a brand new suitcase, but that's airlines for you. I remember being really fucking pissed off, because mine was the only one that got broken in somewhere in between the getting on the plane and then getting off the plane in Sydney. So I remember being so pissed off about that. Yeah, anyway, after that we went down and had tea, or dinner, which was chicken, salad, and chips. Once everyone was finished, our teacher had taught us that what's going to happen tomorrow. We got to the room, or roam around the hotel for a bit, till we had to go back to our rooms. Can't wait till we go to Taronga Zoo tomorrow, which was a lot of fun. And I've got a lot of photos of them. Ooh, this one is a bit of a long one, so day 2, which was the 21st of September. Never really got much sleep last night due to all the noise of the people talking and going up and down the corridor. Yeah, that happens when you put teenagers into a hotel room, and unfortunately our class was not the greatest bunch, so yeah, for us that were in the same room woke up at around 6 in the morning and started getting ready at 6:30. Breakfast we had cereal and toast, but the milk that we used to put in cereal didn't really taste that nice. Everyone managed to get packed and get onto the bus by 8:30. We ended up seeing the Harbour Bridge and Opera House again and took some more photos. On our way to Taronga Zoo, we got to go over the Harbour Bridge, which was really cool. At Taronga Zoo, we had to stick up to the bodies that we had chosen. So yeah, we had pretty much a buddy system, just and the teachers didn't have to have us all in one group, which, that would have been a nightmare, but yeah. Some of the animals that we saw were really cute, like meerkats and koalas. At lunch we had this bird hanging around us while we ate, but it soon flew off. When we had about half of an hour left, Nat, which was the person that I was buddies with, and I went to the souvenir shops and bought ourselves some stuff, which I think I got myself like a little meerkat plushie, but again, I think I got rid of that with the rest of my toys I had, so. We then met up with everyone else and got on the bus to go to our camp. On the way there, we tried to watch 2 movies, which were Step Up and Shrek the Third, but they didn't work. But halfway during our trip, we did a pit stop at a gas station and we got to go to the toilet and buy some food and drinks. Finally, after 4 hours on the road, we made it to the camp. Our teacher assigned us to the cabin that we would be in, and we found that we weren't sharing the cabin with the same people. Well, I'm assuming meaning the same people that we were in the hotel room with, so. Yeah. After pulling all our stuff into the cabins, we went over to the big pillow, and mostly everyone went on it. I think I got a video of everybody on that same pillow, but pretty sure it's a really crappy quality, because I'm not sure if I had it on my old phone, which was like an old Nokia. I'm pretty sure it was either that or my very old camera, which it was old. Some people tried to do backflips, and some people ended up falling over and getting trampled on. After about 25 minutes, we went to have some dinner, which was bangins and mash, which is sausages and mashed potato, for those that don't know your Aussie slang. Okay, once everyone was finished, the teacher explained what was going to happen tomorrow, and once she finished, she told us that we had to go to our cabins, or that once we got to our cabins, we weren't allowed to leave. I know that probably by the end of tomorrow, I'm going to be absolutely exhausted, which by the end of that week, I was so fucking tired. Okay, now on to day 3, 22nd. We had to wake up extra early this morning so we could have breakfast at 6:30. Yeah, for breakfast we had bacon, eggs, spaghetti, and toast. It was really nice. We ended up having to leave in the bus at about 7:30 to get to the Electrical Education Centre, where we learned about Parliament, voting, and people's rights. Which, yeah, that's the whole reason we were actually there, was pretty much learn about, the whole political thing, and then just, the Parliament, and just general Australia history and stuff. Really boring shit, but, yeah, we got to do some cool things in between, so wasn't really complaining about that. I really liked the holograms of the people. We also got to meet other schools from South Australia. We then left for the National Museum, where we got a guided tour of the place. After the tour, we got to look around the museum for an hour, and me and some friends found an exhibition based on the future, and we got to design our own house or ship. We then got to see it in 3D. On the tour of the museum, we learned a lot about Australia's history. Then, since we were half an hour early in leaving the museum, we got to see a flower festival that was on today. Then left for Australian Institute of Sport, and by then my feet were starting to hurt. Then we learned about different training people did, and we got to see people train like the people who were practicing gymnastics. When we arrived back at our camp, we got changed, and some people went on the big pillow again. About 15-20 minutes later, it started to rain, so everyone had to go back to their cabins for a while. A couple of minutes after everyone got back to their cabins, it started to hail. Everyone got excited about it. Hail came down about the size of a very small ball. After the rain settled, we all went to have dinner, and we had pasta and salad, which was very nice. As we were coming back from dinner, it rained, and most people ran or walked very quickly back to the cabins. Before we left, we were told that we would be going tomorrow if we don't have bad weather tomorrow. At about 7:15, we boarded the bus to go golfing. For part of the trip, it was pouring down with rain, and it soon settled. We did end up getting lost for a bit, but our driver, John, asked for directions at our club. When we got to the place that we wanted to go, we found it was too wet to be golfing, so we ended up having to go all the way back to camp. I think that I'm not going to get much sleep tonight since the thunder is really loud. Also, I've decided that I'm going to dress up as a nerd for the quiz night on Friday, which actually forgot to mention that, but yeah. Basically, we had this thing on Friday that we had to dress up as anything starting with the letter N. And no, nobody dressed up as that. We would have gone into a lot of trouble if somebody did blackface, which, yeah, surprisingly nobody did, so. Anyway, on to day 4, the 23rd. This morning we got to sleep to about 7:15 and have breakfast at 7:30. Breakfast we had cereal, toast and pancakes. First off we went to the National Archive where we learnt about constitutions and the immigrants that came to Australia. We also got to do a dictation test that the immigrants had to do to get into Australia. Next we went to the High Court to see how court works. We first went to the Court 3 where we learned about the different positions in court. Then we moved into Court 2 where we got to see an actual session in place. After watching for a few minutes we moved on to Court 1. We learned a lot about the different courts in Australia. When we came out we found out we had finished early, so John showed us all the embassies in Canberra. And some of them looked really cool. We then returned back to the High Court to get lunch, which was pizza, and they ended up softening up the order because they gave us 30 pizzas instead of 15. So we got a pizza each, which for teenagers is great. And also for my fat ass, also great. Anyway, we then went over to the old Parliament to eat our lunch, and we met a few other schools there. Portrait Gallery was the next thing that we went to, and we got to see some interesting things, like the cast of Ned Kelly's head. We then moved on to the National Library, where we got a quick tour. We got to hear some interesting stories like a famous person's ashes being in a library, and the Human Skid covered book. The last place we went to was the old Parliament, where we got to reenact the political debate about the Vietnam War, and the teacher had to dress up as the speaker. We then got back to the camp. We had 10 minutes to get ready for dinner, which was 5:15. We then know we had some type of chicken and vegetables. We then had till 6:30 to get ready to go out. The teachers wouldn't tell us where we were going. Once we got there, we found that we were watching the movie Aliens in the Attic. Everyone enjoyed it. On the way back, I heard part of Robbie's new song. My mom likes it and plays it a lot, which I think it was the Angels song, because usually that one that she really likes. Once we got back, we started to clean our cabin since our teachers were doing an inspection tomorrow. Okay, on to day 5, the 24th. This morning we've got to have another sleep-in since we were having breakfast at 7:45. Half an hour after breakfast, the teachers came to inspect our cabins and our journals, which is this thing. Everyone ended up passing, surprisingly. At about 9:20, we boarded the bus to go to the Questacon. There we got to see lots of things like optical illusions, stuff to do with the earth like earthquakes and lightning, and robotic dinosaurs. We got to stay there for like 2 hours. Then we left for lunch just outside the Questacon. Lunch, we had Subway, which was very nice. Some people were crazy enough that after eating they started to roll down the hills. Also, while the teachers were eating, John started to feed the seagulls. There must have been at least over a dozen surrounding him. We then headed off in the bus to the Australian War Memorial, where we got to see army uniforms, aeroplanes, and lots of people who had died in the war. After spending about 2 hours there, we headed back to camp, where we got an hour and a half free time before dinner. At 6, we then had dinner, which was roast beef, corn on the cob and vegetables. After 5 minutes, or about 5 minutes after getting back to our cabins, we found that Brittany, which was one of the girls that was on the trip, and one of my friends, had hit her hand on the window because she got scared by one of the guys there. Or one of the guys that were part of our group. And she had the window with her hand, so she had to go to the hospital. But thankfully she was fine. But yeah, that was definitely a terrifying thing to happen. And the guy who scared her got into a little bit of trouble and had to apologize to her when she got back. Since they were in a long line, teacher said we could go to the Tesla Tower without them. At the Tesla Tower, it was very windy and cold, but the view was awesome, even though I hate heights. After about 20 minutes, we left and went to pick up Brittany and the teacher from the hospital. I know Brittany was alright, and that she was only cut her wrist when she smashed the window, but still. Okay, now on to day 6, 25th. This morning we were woken up about 7 to get ready for breakfast at 7:30. At 8:20 we left to go see the National Capital Planning Display, where we learned about how Canberra was built, since we still had ages till we went to the Parliament House. We went to the Flower Festival, again, to have another look around. At 12 we went around and had lunch, just outside the festival, ended up just having sandwiches. Then at 1, we had another tour of Canberra. Got to go up another hill where we could get a really good view of Canberra. At 2, we arrived at the new Parliament House. When we went to go in there, we had to go through security fast. At 2:30, we got to have morning tea, which was a muesli bar and a fruit juice. And at 3, we got a tour around Parliament. Got shown the House of Representatives and Senate, which is where they hold the debates and other stuff. Until it ended at 4, we got to have our own Parliament debate. It was really fun. At 5, we headed back to the camp and had dinner at 6, which we had fish and chips. After dinner, we ended up getting ready for the quiz night, which, ended up having to dress up as a nerd, which was not a really good nerd, because back then I didn't do cosplay, so I had no costumes. I wasn't really allowed to bring any other clothes, because I had literally school clothes and then going out clothes, and that was it, apart from socks and undergarments and stuff. So okay, and then that was pretty much it, and then we pretty much flew home the next day. Okay, well, actually reading that one reminded me that I might have another diary somewhere, which I managed to find. I might have to blur that out because I don't want, because it has the school name on it and everything, but this is from year 6 and 7, so I would have been 11 when this happened because I was in year 6, but this was our trip to Point Parent Camp, which was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, our class was a bit more behaved than our year 9 and 10 group that we had. But yeah, I still remember, oh my god, looking back at all these, we had camp rules. So we had all the rules there. I can't show this one, but it was our dining room duties. So we were separated into different groups, and each day we had to do something different. So we had table setters, hall tidiers, dishwashers, wipers, sloppy joes, cycle monitor, and lunch helpers. Oh yeah, and then we had our sleeping groups as well, which again I can't show because it has everybody's names. But yeah, we had all the different teachers as well with that. Oh yeah, and then we had the camp itinerary, which, was for each our day. We only went for a week. God, this book is nearly falling apart. But anyway, we go on to day 1, and holy crap, my writing, not the greatest. You see, it will probably deteriorate from here on out, because I don't know when these other 2 were written, so this was, holy shit. This was back on May 9th, 2005. I was really, I would have been, about 11. Okay, bus ride was great and nobody spewed on the way to Point Parent. A could trust my partners in rafting because we all worked together. Oh my god, that. I wonder if I still got the photos of them, because I think I still had some of the photos from Point Parent as well. But yeah, fortunately I couldn't go on the raft because back then I had a lot of ear infections, so that prevented me from putting my head underwater, because that was the main cause of my ear infections. And yeah, having to get grommets put back in the ears multiple times over a course of like 10 years, not that fun, especially for a kid. So yeah, when we finished, our raft went to the sea and we did races and they all sank. Meals were great. Okay, and then on Tuesday, Point Perrin, we went to the Tamping Stadium, which I spelled the stadium wrong, and it was great. Alicia, which was one of my classmates, had a bit of bad luck because she couldn't get down from the pole. Oh right, this is when we did all the height things, so you had to climb up poles and then you go fly on the flying fox and stuff. I remember I went on the flying fox. That was fucking terrifying. Especially having to climb up, because I am terrified of heights and I hate them. And it was horrifying. Yeah, when she was on the flying fox, she ran into a branch and snapped. I remember that. It was like, poor girl. Okay, but on Wednesday, today was great because when Group A went to the Penguin Island, we saw a dolphin swim in the sea and 10 penguins on the land. Jake, I remember this part. Jake, which was one of the kids in the class, got pooped on by a seagull. And I fucking remember having the biggest smile on my face because I fucking hated him. He bullied me. So that was the best karma I had ever seen on that entire trip, and it made my day. But equally, I apparently cut my finger. Then on the beach we saw a seal with a big scar? I'm not entirely sure what it says, but basically in true fashion, basically on Thursday, I didn't write anything. And on Friday, also didn't write anything. Yeah, I can never keep up with diaries. Don't know why. Oh my god. This was our map for the area. So remember, Green. Yeah, we were in this one, I'm pretty sure. Where the cabins we were staying in. Okay, on to the next one. This book. Okay, what? God, this is going back a ways. Don't know if you can read that. 2001. So, I would have been... Yeah, I would have been 7 in this one. But as you can tell, my writing was okay, but very big. Compared to my writing now, which is very small. So yeah, compare it to... I don't know if I can pull this up. You can definitely notice a difference in size. Yeah, my writing is a lot smaller nowadays compared to this. Don't know why I wrote so largely, but anyway, this was, man, all the way back in December 2001. And, oh, wait, no, that wasn't a diary entry. These are all stories. Okay. I'll see if I can find if there was... Hold on. Okay, I found one diary entry, which was on the 12th, or 13th of December. Okay, one Saturday, me, Mum, Dad, and my sister went to Perth because we were going to be sleeping over a big building. When we got there, we got to go in a lift. My mum let me and my sister press a button. My sister pressed the up button when we got in there. Now I got to press the number 6, and the doors closed. We went up, then we went down. Then the doors opened, and we got out. We don't know what I was meant to write there, but something about the door. Number was 167. And then I didn't continue on it because it went straight onto the 14th. It literally was not a diary. Why did I put that? Why did I call it a diary? Literally not a fucking diary. literally just me writing a couple of. One day there was one kid or whatever. Hey, once upon a time stuff. Very weird diary. Very short. Yeah. And then we got this book, which is also back in 2001, just a few months beforehand. So this was back in July of 2001. But again, upon reading it, there's more stories. Hey, here we go, finally. On the 3rd of December. On Saturday, my mum let me and my sister sleep over at my nan and pop's house. My nan let us watch Ed. It was really funny. My favorite part was when he ate the ice cream and drank the Coke. When he ate the ice cream and drank Coke, he did a burp. Did some farts. Like Sarah Popos, which is what we called it as farts as a kid. Freaking weird. Oh my god. Things we would come up for alternatives of other words, of other bad words. Then he left the chair and came down. I didn't go to the disco because I have been to lots of discos. Sure, why not? When it was the end of Ed, me and my sister went to bed. On the 3rd, I apparently dreamed about my day. I got to play on the computers, played Gobstopper. Sister played the computer as well. We had fun. On Sunday, me and my sister had toast and Milo. When it was lunchtime, Mum and Dad came for lunch. And on the 4th, today we are going to have one of our substitute teachers, that's what I was thinking. Because our main teacher was sick. But it is going to be fun. Oh, it's going to be fun with our substitute teacher for our teacher. I think she is the nicest teacher. Oh, I was a cute kid. I was always way too nice. I like the substitute teacher because I like her necklaces. For whatever reason, I put neckles instead. Yeah, I was no great speller when I was a kid. I like the heart on her necklace, and I like her earrings, glasses, and her hair. I like everything else. I think she is the best teacher. I was such a cute kid. Though the drawing didn't really do her any favors. Definitely not that fat. She's probably as short as I am, though. Very skinny and very tiny. Okay, well, that's all of them. At least the ones that I could find. I'm pretty sure I had more of them, but I probably threw them out at some point, which is a shame. Not that anything really interesting happened when I grew up, but yeah, at least we got to see sort of into my life a little bit. Got to see a couple of my trips I got to go to school with, so yeah. If I find anything else interesting, I know I actually did find a few stories I'd written as a kid, so I'm hoping to maybe make a video on that if you guys are interested in me reading them, because I know some of them were hilariously bad. So yeah, I'll probably upload that video next if I get around to reading them, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, me going through my very ordinary and boring diaries. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.